As per tradition, do we start it off with a shout out to our lovely sponsors for the drinks?
Well, we gotta start it off with welcome everybody to Effin' Around with Mo.
Yeah, see, you're the asshole now.
I know I am.
with Mo, Mike, and Joe.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
I'm Mo, and we got Jerry to the back with us today.
On again, off again. On again and off again, friend and
On again, off again,
co-host.
friend.
Just one
co-host,
of our fuck arounds.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, one of the fuck arounds.
One of the fuck arounds.
Exactly.
One of the OGs.
One of the OGs. He's coming back.
Yeah. You know we like to mute those things.
Ooh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you reminded me.
Everybody
By the way, also, just
See,
so
I'm
we're
just
all
getting
very
used to
clear,
getting back into
this
the
episode
swing of
already
things.
sucks
Yeah,
because
there's
somebody
music
forgot.
in the bag. Come on.
Turn off the music.
Come on, Mike.
You're gonna make it harder for him to edit it.
It is what it is.
It's gonna be what it is when it comes.
I'll figure it out. It usually doesn't pick up the music enough, so it's usually not too bad.
Well, that's good.
All right, boys. Well, let's get into it with a little shot.
So
A shot of shot.
a shot of a shot.
Beverage with Little Joe's.
There you go.
2 T's.
So we start every episode now with the shot of shot with Little Joe's. Not for me. I don't do the Little Joe's vodka, but I do the shot. So thank you to Shott Beverage and Little Joe's for starting our show with some
And we don't
chaos and some
actually have
energy.
to touch tips on this. We're just gonna.
Makes sense.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well,
It's so good.
and I did go with the vodka this time.
Me too.
Yes, you did.
I went half and half.
We're gonna go ahead and call that. Is that your first drink since surgery, Jerry?
Well, I had a couple beers last episode, actually.
I go
Had a
fuck
couple
yourself.
Oh,
shots.
yeah,
The beers don't count.
They don't. That was my first hard liquor since November, I would say, which is all-time record. No, record for
Was that fight
many
night?
years. Say it again.
Was that fight night? Jake Paul and Tyson night? Was that the last time
That
I
was
saw you drink?
before, I think. I think that was before.
Yeah, it was definitely before.
Yeah, that was way
That was a long
before.
time
I'm not
before.
sure when that was.
That was
We've
November.
had a lot of adventures since then.
I thought it was. Yeah, okay.
No, I feel like that was like
it
one
might
of the
have
last
been
times
actually.
I saw
It
him.
might actually.
No.
Yeah.
It might have actually been then.
No, because that was like in the spring, wasn't it?
No, it
No,
was
yeah.
in the fall.
That was the fall.
you-
I thought
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
I thought it was earlier.
They
in
kept
the fall.
moving it, remember? Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like it was supposed to be
We
in the
did try to
summer.
record it and it was horrible.
We tried to watch it. It was
We-
horrible.
yeah.
We were
Yeah.
watching it
No,
20
we just
minutes
watched
We
behind.
also tried to record it.
Yeah, we
couldn't
did.
pick up
Didn't
anything
work.
or
Pretty
We
sure I
did
was
not
blind
try
drunk.
to record it
We did try to record
because we
it.
did not have permission to record it.
Copyright?
So we did
No, I don't think
not
we'd get-
try.
No, I meant
Right.
record our opinions of it when we did it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
did-
it was
we
we
did
were
do that.
recording us.
Did you
as,
guys-
like,
absolutely.
Did you
we
guys
did that.
watch that show? I was at Paramount. Was it Billy Bob Thornton where he's like the oil
Landman?
The
guy?
Landman?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it's pretty
I
good.
heard good
But it-
things.
Oh, I didn't finish it, but I did watch it for a while. But I love that part where he's talking about. He goes where he said I'm not a drinker anymore. And he goes, "What do you mean you're having a beer?" He goes, I'll have 8 beers and I'll come back tomorrow and have 8 whiskeys and you tell me if I'm drinking or not.
It's a good, it's a
It's
good
called, what
quote.
they call that, Canadian sober.
I want to take it back for a second and say, try a good try for this save too. By the way,
What?
of the we cannot record it
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's copyrighted.
No, I great.
He tried to put it, we didn't
Prank
put like
caller.
these things.
Right, but you missed what we were actually doing. Like we were trying to record our commentary on it. But you can't
Yeah, we
commentary.
appreciate it.
We appreciate it, but you can't do
Yeah.
commentary on something that's so far behind.
Yeah. I mean, look, I actually did research into if we could actually sue them for that, and I was told we probably couldn't on account of how many people we had watching it. It probably would have been considered.
Yeah.
At that point, maybe not, but now maybe.
No, still I think we still need a lot more.
No, you definitely
Yeah.
need copyright.
Oh yeah.
We still got to be a lot bigger.
We did not have written. We had express, but not written.
There you go.
Exactly.
You know, it's usually express.
Definitely.
At least that's how I read it, as
Yeah.
express
So
permission.
is.
It just wasn't written back down. So you gotta have 2 forms.
For
two
what?
forms for what?
Copyright.
All right, so before most live events,
Yeah.
they'll say, like distribution, blah, 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 this program,
Yep.
without expressed and written consent of
Got
Yeah.
it.
NFL, MLB,
They usually. I mean, it comes
MLS.
on almost before anything. You'll
Right.
see it.
Yeah.
So I was just making a joke that
Oh, got it.
we had express consent, but we didn't have written
Right.
consent. It's
I don't
just
think they'll ever give us written consent.
Yeah.
until Mo makes
It's a bad joke,
show
but
for us.
you know, we'll just go along with it.
Oh, hey, you know what I wanted to do?
What?
I want to shout somebody out.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I want to say hello to probably one of our top 5 fans, I'd say, that's out there. His name is Eric Wakis.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about him. I've been
Yeah.
hearing he's really a huge fan, and
He's probably
I don't think he misses a show.
probably plowing his way down I-65 past
Definitely
Indianapolis
plowing,
about
but
right now. You know, on his way to Cincinnati, which
Sin City, I call that Sin City.
The wrong one.
That's from that show. I forgot what that cartoon. It was with Bob Saget. This is like from like 15 years ago. And then he's going, I'm going to Sin City. And then he thought he was going to, obviously, Vegas. And it was Cincinnati. And he was
Why does it sound familiar?
I forgot the name of the show. It was a funny show. It was like really bad drawing.
Right.
But it was like a regular guy going through life and all the weird like misadventures. I'll
sounds
think about it.
familiar.
I'll look it up. I'll figure it.
don't break your brain over there.
No, it's okay.
So yeah, you know,
Shout out to him.
shout out to Eric Wakis. Wakis, thanks for listening.
Shout out to Wakis.
Yep.
You know,
Shout out to
We've
Wakis.
gotten
Hey, we
a
haven't
couple
done
of.
shout outs like that in a long time.
Yeah, we
actually.
really have.
Yeah.
We used to do a lot of them in the
We
beginning.
did.
we did. Well, I mean, we had a lot of people to shout out to, and then
Now you ran out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fell off.
yeah, man, you know, sometimes you know people don't stick around. You know, they don't see what the rest of us see and get cold feet.
Ladyboy? Oh, never mind.
I'm sorry.
You had to go there.
Hey, in case you know, nobody knows, well, Joe over here has been bringing up ladyboys a lot recently.
I guess
so
I
you don't have to
Oh,
worry
wait,
about
hold on.
it. Yeah, no, we're wondering about
hold
these
on,
things.
Mo. As someone who's known him for 20 years, take away the recently.
That's not funny.
Actually longer, but you know.
Hey, no judgment here, though.
No
All right,
judgment.
come on,
None.
man.
None whatsoever.
Hey, we know why you shave your hair. It's easier to put on the wigs.
Oh, I thought it was because the plunger stuck.
We're only half kidding, everyone.
I thought it was for the baby oil.
Of course.
Oh my god, I just had a horrible flashback to a porn from high school.
Porn from high school.
I think we're gonna end it there.
We didn't start, we're not even 10 minutes into the show. I mean,
Starting off hot, boys.
we absolutely can't end it right there. We gotta
And that's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap. We're done.
wait, hold on. I got questions. So, who was the first lady boy that you would say that was like
I wouldn't know.
you wouldn't know, huh?
He never.
Do you guys ever watch? Do you guys ever read Tucker Max?
The what now?
Tucker
Tucker
Max.
Max, yeah.
Tucker Max. Tucker
The
Max.
best is we knew a girl that knew him. I think
Yeah.
really well. I'm not going to name her, but that's how I started. Remember, he used to do those blogs or whatever.
Yep. The blogs.
The
third
blogs.
grade.
name rings a
He would
bell, but I
write-
can't place
I hope
it.
they should
There was a
help.
movie that he made. There's a really bad B movie. It came out maybe.
Was he like
2000
supposed to be some Ferris Bueller type dude?
Not really fair, like a dirty version of a Ferris
Yeah.
Bueller. Like he's like a frat boy that like he would write about his misadventures, like sleeping with women, drinking and drugging and stuff. You know what I mean? So it was pretty. It was up our alley.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be.
But this was like early 2000s blogging.
Yeah.
You know that era.
That was hilarious.
I would say I started reading that in like 06 or something, 07, somewhere in that area.
Reading?
Yeah.
I think
They were
they just
blogs.
got fucked up again.
You're a
Better?
reader?
And way
Oh,
worse.
blogs, not books. Gotcha. Okay.
Blogs, exactly.
Right.
Better.
Talking
Yeah.
Perfect.
paragraph at a time.
you.
I get it.
No, you're welcome. But yeah, we were going on tangents. But let's get back to where we're supposed to.
So I wanted to say first of all, we should congratulate ourselves for getting our second media passes.
Yes. Congratulations, boys. We are media.
Yup.
Oh, yeah. I missed that one. Sorry, guys.
No,
Yeah.
it's
School night.
Yeah, yeah.
It's called Only One of Us Gets a Paycheck and it has a W-2.
Yeah.
Somebody, you
I
know.
started making a little bit of money recently. All right, just a little bit.
Wait, you're not supposed to say that. The government listens.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know how to get
You know, somebody's got to fund this thing we got going
I
on
paid
while we have
$6
it.
off this already. What do you mean?
That wasn't the show.
Yeah, that was the band.
That was
Oh, that was the
Cannabis.
band.
That was our band.
That was
So I made
Cannabis.
$0 off.
Well, technically, you just had a drink.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There we go.
So now you owe.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you owe.
Now I owe
Now
money.
you owe.
Yeah, you're
That
in the
makes
hole.
sense. That makes sense.
Now, we've at least made $1
Yeah.
off my
Odd.
odd dollar
Yeah.
off my what was it my
Viral little short video.
yeah, I did a quick little viral thing, or it went a little viral, but it was just talking shit about the sharks in the Coliseum during Gladiator 2.
We should do some more shorts.
We should.
I actually saw that. That was just ingenious, man.
That sounded so.
Explain.
That went viral?
Explain.
You talking about
He got
Gladiator?
not viral, but he got enough traction where he made money off of it.
He gave us
Enough-
the highest views that we've ever had.
Enough people saw it that
This is
we
amazing. I saw there was like
One thing.
7 comments on it. So
we
that's a lot.
generated
Yeah.
at least at least
At
a dollar.
All right, fair enough. You got to start somewhere. You got to
Right.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
Yeah, we
you know, it's something. You know, I mean, we didn't. I don't know. Should we print that out and post it up here somewhere?
Yeah,
And,
A lot of
I think
people
we should
were
have a
like.
still.
A lot of people were like really butthurt about you saying the thing with the fucking shark thing. You're like, oh yeah, you gotta leave it for like the movie magic, and it's like no, there's a limit.
Right.
There's
No,
a limit with the thing.
I'm all about.
There's a limit with the fucking thing. You movie magic.
Yeah.
Well, with exception. Unless a movie's
Right.
supposed to be a fucking magical fucking movie.
Right, which it's
In which
not.
case
You
it's
know,
a
if
difference,
it was
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons and they had fucking sharks in the Coliseum, I'd be like, all
Oh
right,
yeah,
cool.
it is what it is. That's
Harry
what it
Potter,
is.
yeah, sharks, dragons,
Right.
whatever the fuck. But
Yeah.
you know, this is supposed to be the
Like,
Gladiator. You know, and it was,
a really fucking loose historical fucking
To
shit.
be fair,
like-
they really took liberties with historical accuracy.
Right.
on
Yeah.
this.
yeah, but
That's on Washington being one part of
sharks
it.
in the fucking
I was about to say that. I was like,
I mean, you know, that
I
character
get
was
that.
not an
I
African.
get that.
Yeah,
You know, I get that.
But they
you know?
put that in there.
Right, you know, I'm
He
just
just
saying,
got
you know,
canceled.
sharks in the
canceled himself.
Yeah, and you're gone. You can't come to the next one.
But you can't.
Hey, that I recognize. That's South Park.
Way to finally get a reference.
Hey, it's South Park.
On the last episode of the show ever.
I watched every episode of fucking South Park. All right, I'll go with
It was just logistics, Jared. Because I'm thinking, okay, you know, like, so I'd known from seeing like what Nova and fucking History Channel and
No,
shit.
they definitely did
that
stage
they did
water
have
battles, for
water
sure.
battles in the Coliseum. Absolutely.
Well, they weren't going to make it as mundane as it probably was.
right.
in the
No,
movie.
I get that, but
Yeah.
look, you could. I'm sure it would be easier to find some freshwater, semi-aquatic animals. You know, like.
Sure.
I don't know if they had some sort of like gators or lizards or something.
Right.
That would have been, you know, that would have been a little more believable. You know,
Sure.
fucking boa constrictors or some
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
snakes.
fucking
So
or
ruin,
whatever.
the movie for you is what you're telling
Yeah.
me.
No, it didn't ruin it for me. It was
The
just
movie
like,
wasn't that great.
You
You
know,
just
we're
wanted freaking sharks with lasers on its head.
freaking
where were the laser beams? That's the thing. I'm,
Sharks
I mean, if you're going that far, you might as well go all the way. You know.
fuck you, Scott.
What about those fucking those I don't know what the fuck they were, but I think they were baboons in the beginning of the fucking movie.
Horrible
Oh,
graphics.
it's-
Oh my god! And then the guy just beat the fuck out of a baboon. Dude, you know how easily a baboon can tear you apart?
Not
They could
even-
eat
were-
your face, literally.
They were,
Yeah.
they were not baboons. They were, what do they call
What
it?
were they?
Shut up, Mike. Shut up.
Mandrills or some
Whatever
shit.
the
Whatever
fuck
they were, it would have fucked
Whatever.
you up.
Well, yeah. It
Those
just-
monkeys would have screwed you up. bro.
oh, shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but the CGI of it was just
It's
so
so
bad.
awful.
Brutal.
Oh my
It reminded
Absolutely.
me of,
They ran out of the budget.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Tales
Just like the last scene they
It
made.
reminded me of Demon Knight. Tales
Wait
from
a
the
minute,
Crypt.
wait a
Demon
minute,
Knight.
wait a minute.
How bad? Like
How the fuck did we get to this? Or we were supposed to be talking about how we went to
Yes,
the
back to
J-Mo,
that.
the
Back,
J-Mo
back.
blow.
Oh yeah, back to the good shit.
We got into a whole teardown of a fucking movie.
Again.
Okay, pivot, guys.
Pivot.
well, I mean, I can track how we got here. It wasn't that
No, let's
crazy.
not,
No,
do,
yeah,
let's not
right.
do that. Let's not do
It
that.
wasn't that much of a fucking left turn.
It was.
Mo, take the floor.
All right, so
Mo's
so
got something he really wants to talk about.
That cock ring, but we'll
Yup.
get to it.
We'll get to the concrete. It's back there, in case anybody was wondering. No,
He needs the pillow to kick in before he can put it on.
yeah, I do.
A couple of them.
At least, fucking.
And a pump.
So, do we want to say how we ended up actually going?
Yeah, okay, you do it.
All right. So,
I like you telling stories.
you like me telling stories?
Yes.
Oh, I'm a storyteller. No.
You're the storyteller.
Fuck. Now the pressure's on me. I don't know what to say. No.
I know.
What happened? Where did we go? No. No.
These fucking baboons.
But they're not baboons. They're mandrills.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you said.
mandrills? I think they're mandrills, but whatever. Anyway,
Something-
go to your story.
Something like
story.
that.
Fucking baboons.
Fucking marsupials.
They were ape-esque.
No.
Ape-esque, yes?
Yeah.
Apex, Apex,
Ape-esque.
Ape-esque, Ape-esque.
Ape-ish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ape-esque.
Yeah.
Ape-ish.
Ape-esque. So anyway,
It's English.
We get
It's
we
not
get
his
we
first
get a
language.
message from Joe one night. You know, what was it? Was it Tuesday or was it
Monday.
Was it Monday? It was Monday. Oh, it was
Just
Monday.
happened.
Right. It was Monday. And on the message says, "Hey, we just got invited, or not invited. We got accepted to a JMO ball to go over there as media." And well, we ended up having Joe's brother Ryan go over there and on our behalf, since like we only had one ticket, and you know there was like 3 of us, but. So and Mike wasn't answering anyone. So
No.
like I think he was knocked out at that time. I don't know
Well,
what.
because he's the only adult
Right.
in this room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, keep the
that's-
story
Right, so
going.
Joe hits us up on this
Yeah, thank
group
you.
text
There you
message,
go.
right? And he's like, "Hey guys, I just did this on a whim. I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna get it, but I got it." He's like, "There's this event tonight," and he told us what it was. It was the Jameson whiskey ball,
Bartender's ball.
bartender's ball.
Ball.
And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's a JMO, event. It's a liquor event. I got a press pass." He's like, "But it already closed. Like literally 2 seconds after
Right.
I applied for it, it closed, and so I couldn't get it to you guys fast enough to do it, but." He's like, I figured I'd just give it to my brother since he's industry.
And he's the one that told us about the
He
event.
told
And
us about it.
right,
Yep.
it was his idea.
Basically, as soon as like Joe signed up for it,
Yeah.
it
Right.
shut off. Yeah.
So then that happened, and then Joe was like, but, we're going to see if we can get us in or whatever. And, a little bit of time went by, and
Then-
all of a sudden it was like, hey, good news.
Yeah,
We can get us all in.
so
now continue, because this is where my part stops.
I'm over here. I don't think
you.
he sent that message, did he?
He did.
Did you send that message? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
How would I
Yeah,
know?
he's running down. He's like, if you could get ready like 2 minutes, we could probably have a chance to get in there, right? So I was like, all right, like I'm sitting over there. I'm in shorts. I have a fucking.
He was straight
my robe
dude
on.
from the Big Lebowski. Straight duding from the Big Lebowski.
Just chilling. I'm like, oh shit, I can get ready in 2 minutes. He's like, are you sure? You can take a while to get ready sometimes. Like, then I can get ready in 2 minutes. Fucking
Nice.
2 minutes later, I'm out there. I'm sitting in the fucking car. We're on our way. We get over there. Joe basically
Where
tells
was it
him-
at?
Where was it? You remember?
Morgan Manufacturing.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know.
That loft space over there?
Yeah.
The event
Yeah.
space?
Yep.
But anyway, we get
Morgan
over there.
is
Like by the time we started driving and everything, Ryan basically told them that like we're on our way and we're like
Morgan,
we're
little
supposed to be
past
with the media, but we weren't able to get the passes
Right.
because it shut down right before. And so when we get up there, they let us in. And man, it was fucking cool as shit. Like we have a lot of like videos and pictures of like
Tell me a
the
little about
location.
it. Tell me a little about it.
They had big open area. They had like a few tables around and everything, right? For like anybody who wanted like table to sit down or to drink or whatever. And then they had like a big dance floor with like a stage and like they had like a fucking
band was
covering.
amazing.
Yeah, the band was fucking great, dude. I don't know who the hell they were, but they did a fucking great
Shout out
job.
to them,
Like,
wherever
a lot
they
of
are.
covers.
Shout
yeah.
out to that band there.
Honestly,
It was like everything we
Great
grew up
media.
with music, early
Oh, yeah.
2000s.
Journalistic.
Yeah.
That sounds
Like,
really
It
awesome.
was like all punk rock music.
And
That
there
we
There was a lot of
They
alcohol
were just
there.
doing, it was just cover band.
cover band of like all the punk rock stuff
That's
we grew
awesome.
up with.
Yeah. No, it was awesome as fuck
Yeah.
though. And then right in like the center of it, they had like a big round bar with like the center of the bar, a big J for like the Jameson J, like just rotating on the thing. It was cool as fucking like neon, like green
sounds
and
cool.
white light. And like they had fucking throughout the night. It went until 12
Yeah,
o'clock,
It
right?
was from 8 to midnight.
Yeah. And they had like fucking free drinks throughout the night with it, like a bunch of cocktails and everything like that. And like on the far left back of it, they had like an open area that it was like an arcade room area. It was cool as shit. They had they had the claw machine. We were fucking around with the claw machine for a while. Did not get anything, but a few people won like socks and shit. I
Yeah.
think like they had like
That's cool.
Jameson socks and they had like
They had a whole
some
swag
hats
station.
and like they had
Claw machine. I think they said
Right.
the cloud
Claw-
machine. I was
claw
like, what is
machine.
that?
and then
Claw, rah,
claw.
you're scared of the claw. Rah, rah.
So then they had like a swag station also, and at the swag station we get up there like they give you a shirt and then like they have an option between like a coat or a cap.
Yep.
And like you got the cap the hat too, right?
Yeah, I got the hat.
Yeah. So we both got like shirt and a hat. And I was like, man, I kind of feel bad that like Mike isn't here. So
Oh, you
so I
didn't
was
go?
like,
Why didn't you go?
he had work the
It
next
was
day.
a, it was a
Oh,
weeknight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like last second as fuck and he had work.
He's an adult.
Yeah.
Something none of us know
Yeah.
about.
You know,
Like
I'm just starting that at 40.
It's,
Relax there, Peter Pan.
Still got a little bit of it.
we're doing our best to keep you from joining me in the
I know.
fucking
I know,
salt
it's-
mines.
It's almost inevitable now.
We'll see. We're
But,
trying here.
We're trying.
Yeah, so I feel kind of bad for Mike, right? And I'm like, man, I'm thinking about him. Like, man, I might give Mike like the hat that I got. Just like
You see the guilt
you know?
I lay on this? Too?
Yeah, I know.
It's called Catholic guilt.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Really, laying it on thick.
So what else he's missing, by the way, which was amazing.
But I was about to get to that right now.
Okay, there go.
Yeah.
Get there.
Well, anyway, in the middle of
Stop
me trying to
sucking off
fucking
Mike
get
and
one,
get to the story.
Huh? Yeah, well, all right, you know what? Fuck Mike then.
Wow, that was a far right left turn.
I concur.
Not
Oh,
like,
no.
I'm sorry.
Mike started unbinding his shirt. No.
I
Sorry,
thought it was an offer.
I read that wrong.
So anyway,
that road hasn't been traveled
they had
before.
like an outside area where like we weren't able to drink. Where just it's open doors and all that stuff. They don't have like
Happy
the
trail.
license for the patio, but it was cool as fuck. They had a food station area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had fucking just like I don't know how many tomahawk steaks hanging
Really?
up, and they're just fucking
Oh.
dude.
I actually saw this on I think Ryan's Snapchat.
Yeah.
That
was that thing.
was
Yeah.
that day.
I didn't know that was that event.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That
Dude,
was cool as
fucking
fuck. I
awesome.
thought he was at something else. I saw
No.
him. I'm like, man, they got a bunch of steaks.
The
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
food was
Damn, now
amazing.
Jerry
man. It
knows
was
more
so
than I
fucking
do.
good.
They were
Mo tells a story
blowtorching
in
them.
Yes.
fucking
They-
bullet
They were
points.
hanging in the air and they were blowtorching them.
To give him
No, I
that
saw
sear
that.
and everything,
Yeah,
it
I
was so
saw that.
fucking cool, man.
Absolutely
Yeah,
delicious.
That looked awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they also had cookies and pizza.
Cookies and pizza. And then they did the
Joe grabbed the cold cookie and he got yelled at for it.
I got yelled at for grabbing a cold cookie. I'm like,
the girl just like she looks at him and like gives him like the dirtiest look.
I'm like,
And I
what?
see this, I was like, Joe, you just made her mad.
she got mad at me because I grabbed a cold cookie because they're supposed to warm them up
Oh,
first.
Well, why
like,
did
"That's
she?
the
Why did she
difference
leave
is
him
cold."
within reaching
To be
distance?
fair,
exactly.
to be fair though, you should have got a warm cookie. They are awesome. A chewy cookie, man.
Yeah, man, just
I went back and got a warm cookie after.
That it? Okay, I was just saying it's kind of sacrilegious.
But
was it like warm apple pie?
yeah, just like a warm apple pie.
Yeah, he didn't fuck it. Maybe I wasn't there.
I was looking the other way.
I mean, I don't want to.
I don't like the eye.
I don't want to go out on a limb here and speak for him.
I don't like
but-
eye contact.
We'll just tell we'll just tell Karen you ate it.
You ate it all.
Thanks, Stiff.
More early 2000s references
Yeah.
for the F and Around podcast.
That would also get, by the way.
Sorry,
You got that one? All right.
you got one of those?
What about
American
the?
Pie.
American
They also
Pie.
had a what's it called station in there.
Are you talking about the
Joe
Black
quizzing
Barrel
Mo.
one?
Yeah, I wasn't going to go there yet, but yeah, they had a whole black barrel station giving the history of Jameson and talking
Right.
about how they make it, so you could see it.
Whoa,
And you
Black
could taste
Barrel.
it all.
Yeah, it was cool
And
as
go.
fuck, man.
But what I was saying is they also had a free tattoo booth.
Oh right, I forgot about
real
the free
tattoos?
Real
yes.
tattoo booth. So
Yes,
you go in
yeah.
there.
Damn, I really missed out.
They had-
So I've never gotten a tattoo. Mainly
You wouldn't have got
because-
one anyway.
It was so, long of a
So we
fucking
got
wait.
there like
It was
right
so
at the
long.
beginning.
Yeah.
I
Just like
signed
a
up.
dot,
I was
like a
probably
period?
maybe 20 on the
Yeah.
list. Number 20 on the list, and this event was
It
4
was
hours.
a long fucking wait.
You can't get another tramp stamp.
No, I know. I was trying.
He tried to do it.
I was
Can't
trying to
get
get some
a tramp stamp or a
antlers.
tramp stamp.
What?
Can't put a tramp
But
stamp
you
on
were-
a tramp
Exactly.
stamp.
He's
Right.
already full. He's already full
Can't
back
double
there.
stamp your tramp.
But it was Jameson branded tattoos. You signed up for free to do it.
Yeah.
But the problem was, sadly, I was like 20th on the list, and they only got through like 15 in 4 hours.
Yeah, was
And
it
like-
even 15?
Not even, it was like 12.
It was a long fucking wait,
But
yeah.
it was like, it was
Yeah.
really.
Well, at
but-
least
but
they
we-
weren't just rushing
Right,
through.
they weren't rushing. They
Yeah.
were really detailed, and they were being clean and proper
Yeah.
about it, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
but it was
that's
kind of sad. Like I would have probably got a Jameson tattoo.
Right. Sure.
Mo and I both signed up.
Yeah, we both did sign up for it.
We thought it'd be fun for
ended up
video.
we ended up just doing fucking temporary tattoos instead because they
Mo
had
got
to
one
say
on the
right
back
there.
of his neck,
Yeah,
so,
right
so
over
his
here.
next boyfriend sees it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Cover up those hickeys.
But it was
Mark, and I know Mike likes to mark his territory.
But
And then Joe got it on his hand, so when he gets his hand out, and Jameson jerking him
Exactly.
it looks like it's somebody else.
Yeah, the stranger. It's another
Yes, thank
version of
you.
the
Thank
stranger.
you for that reference too.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. But a great
It's
event.
your dog.
I recommend anyone, if you get an opportunity ever to go to the Jameson Bartenders Ball, go. They've been doing it for a long time. It's a big thing. It's one of the bigger alcohol events in Chicago.
Yeah.
This is a
And
yearly
it's-
thing?
Yeah, it's a yearly thing. It's an annual event. It's for industry people, for bartenders, and it's for celebration of
I think
Jameson.
I've heard of this before.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a
I've heard
huge
of it.
thing.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
It was
it's
so
very
How many
amazing.
people around do you think were there?
So I'm pretty sure, like, from what we understood, one reason why it got closed off to us was that it was completely sold out.
Uh-huh.
But then I don't know if like the turn up actually was the amount of people that
Yeah.
who bought the tickets
Yeah.
either. Like
A lot of people changed
I want to say like maybe like what, like 100-ish, 100, like
Oh,
150-ish.
No,
Not
there was
that
more
much.
than that. There was a
Oh,
couple
no,
hundred that were there. It was just
couple
a
hundred
giant event.
It
But
was
the
it
issue-
was a very wide fucking space.
But
There was
the
a lot
issue
of
is,
space.
so
it,
it was a
held,
big fucking
it held a lot more people than were there,
Yeah.
so they expected a larger capacity.
Yeah.
But with the day being Monday, things
Right,
happen.
yeah.
People probably
I
booked
like-
the tickets and
I
changed
mean,
their plan.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't like giant crowds when it's all
Right.
stuck together, so
Right.
that's better.
So it's normally a massive, like picture like a
Sure.
giant crowd. Like,
Yeah, like
we
a-
lucked out. We
Like
really
weekend?
did.
Yeah, no,
Is it
no,
your
it's
like a
weekend
big expo.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a cool ass fucking thing. But anyway, let me go back to the story of me feeling guilty about Mike not being over there. You know, because I felt sorry for him. I was like, man,
White guilt.
Mike is gonna he's just gonna be like sitting at home looking at his phone. Oh man,
Mo.
I wonder how much fun they're having.
He's not Pete Davidson. You know that his dad's still at home. Like your family didn't kill his, right?
No, oh. Wait, what?
Oh, wait.
He got killed in
He got the
9/11.
joke out.
Kind of a morbid joke.
Yes.
wait.
Right over your
He's
head.
calling you a
Yeah.
terrorist.
No, I know, I understood that part, but I'm saying I was questioning the Pete Davidson thing. Actually,
Yeah.
what the fuck was with the Pete Davidson thing?
His
The
dad's
roast?
a fireman.
Yeah,
He
who
got
passed
killed by
away.
9/11.
Yeah.
11.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
He got killed
It's
on
like
9/11.
really. It's a famous thing that people have like joked about and
Yeah.
talked about. Like it's really sad that it happened.
I
but
almost
like,
never really followed Pete Davidson, so I don't know anything about
It's been
it.
on all those roasts and stuff
Yeah.
lately. And
Yeah.
everything.
people roast.
Yeah.
People roast him about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunate, rip. I guess like that. I don't know what the fuck to say.
The only thing that's out of the joke was of a terrorist.
That was the main
No, I
crux of
understood
it.
that part, but I was confused about the Pete Davidson part.
That was the main crux of it,
Right.
so I'll just translate.
But anyway,
Continue your guilt trip.
I go back over to the
He's
desk.
just soaking it up like a sponge, the guild lord.
I go back over to the
Tell
desk.
me more.
And this time it was a different girl, and like I had everything in my hand, but then when I got up to her, she asked me, "Oh, like you what you want? You have a choice of you can get the shirt, and then you have a choice between the jacket and the hat." And I'm like, look at myself, and I look up at her, and I was like, "Let me get a jacket." She's like, "Okay, here you go." So now I walked out with two different items, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I didn't get anything for Mike still. Let me see if I can go back in there."
Yeah. He went back to get
Turn
some-
back around. I'm like, look.
Went back twice to get something for me.
Yeah, I was like, look, we have like this thing. We're supposed to be here like for media podcast type thing. One of our co-hosts was not able to make it over here today. But is there any way? She's like, what do you want? And I was like, can I just get a hat? And she's like, okay, here you go. She's like, I don't fucking care.
So they were
I'm
pretty-
like, all right, perfect.
They were pretty accommodating.
Yes,
Yeah, no, they really were though.
That's good.
But no, it was a great fucking night.
Great
Though. It
event.
really was
It was almost like they were trying to give stuff away.
Yeah, for free.
for free, right? That's still
Almost
crazy.
like that.
Almost.
Not quite.
So I'm assuming it was open bar with.
Oh, dude,
Everything open.
yeah. It was
All
so
Jameson
much-
drinks, of
it was
course.
So you
too.
wasted another ticket on Joe.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah, well, that's why when I got the ticket,
Yeah.
I said had Ryan do it because
Yeah.
of the fact it's wasted on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and I probably would have wasted the next day as a vacation day.
You definitely would have.
Most
Oh,
likely.
100%.
Most likely. Most likely.
But yeah, and then so that was like one very interesting part that happened in the week. I want to say before I continue with this, well, happy Eid for I guess if there's any Muslim Arabic people who listen to this because that just passed by, and my family was celebrating it, so I went over there. I used Joe's car, and when I took Joe's car. Out there to like get to my family. Mm-hmm. By the time I got home, it was like around or got back over here. Right, it was like 1 a.m. And I knocked the fuck out. Right, I go to sleep, and out of nowhere, I'm getting a fucking call at like 7 a.m. And I'm like, dude, I'm dead tired. I probably like actually went to bed at like 3 or 4, so like I barely had any fucking time to sleep. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I see Joe on the fucking on the call. He was like, hey, where'd you park my car at? And I was like, it should be right outside. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It hangs up, right? And I'm like, the fuck did he ask me that for? Like, I know he goes out to a run at like fucking like 4 or 5 a.m. some shit like that. And you know like he should have seen this car. I was like, maybe he just went out later. Whatever.
It's a big red box.
I'm gonna go back to sleep. Right. It's a big ass fucking car.
Big ass, but
Anyway,
it's a-
I wake up
it's a
eventually
Red box.
and
On
run into
wheels.
Joe. And Joe tells me, he's like, I have had a crazy fucking day today. It was not that great. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? What are you talking about, Joe? And he tells us, about how when he went outside, his car was gone. And you want to take it from here?
I
Right
think
now?
no. I think it's good. Let Joe tell the rest of the story.
I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I go outside, can't find it. I'm like, where the hell is it? So I'm like trying to figure out. I'm like, I'm only 4 days late on my payment, like whatever. So I do a call and find out they picked up my car for repo.
They
4 days
repoed
late.
it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
That's pretty fast.
So I
I've
go to
never
call
heard of
them.
a 4-day
Yeah.
pickup. It's like
I'm like
3-4 months.
They're tagging on thousands of fees. I'm like, okay, this is weird for a pickup. That's not normal for. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I will figure it out later. Let me just grab the stuff from it I need, right? So I schedule an appointment to go get the stuff I need from it. So I go get the stuff I need from it.
And he goes down to the towing agency
To go get
tow
the
yard.
stuff I need, so I can just grab it while I'm still using it, and then I'll figure to go grab it later, right? So I go to grab the stuff I need. They won't let me see the car. They won't let me access the car. They broke into the car, removed everything from the car, and they handed me everything in a garbage bag that Mo saw.
Yep.
How did they break into it?
They said they legally had the right to break in, and they broke into the
And
car.
you couldn't see it. So you
Nope,
don't know how
no
they
access
broke
car,
into
no idea where it is.
Chances
couldn't
are
even
they
see it.
used an airbag.
it. Okay.
You know, a little
So-
leather
Pop it
airbag.
So I
open
call
and
my
just
I call
pop
my
the door.
lender. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, what the hell is up with this? You said I can access the car, make sure they didn't damage and get my stuff,
Right.
And then I can get it back. And they're like, yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Blah 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 blah.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, they call me back a couple hours later and they go, by the way, there was a mistake. It shouldn't have been picked up. If you want to go back and get your car, you can go get it.
Yep.
And I'm like,
The
okay,
same company called you back?
yeah, my lender.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous. So I literally told Mo, I told my brother, and we're all
Wait,
like,
your lender called you or the tow company?
lender.
Okay.
Right, so he called the lender to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, "What
Yeah.
the hell? I understand I'm late,
Yeah,
but I'm
you
not."
guys
Like,
signed. You
4
guys
days
signed.
late.
Yeah,
You guys
4
signed,
days
and you're
before.
like, you signed a tow company already? Yeah. Well,
right,
Right.
Yeah.
right. So it seems a little aggressive,
Premature.
Right.
Yeah.
a little aggressive.
Yeah, but
You know.
then they're like, you can get the car back, and I'm sitting there, and I'm having the conversation with a couple people, and they're like, yeah, they probably cut your brakes or fucked your car up with everything that's going on in your life. Leave it.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
just it's probably better off just to err on the side of caution. With
Yeah.
this.
If-
I mean,
amount of
after our
people
friendly
asking him if
lunch,
he's-
Right, and
Right.
that's what I was gonna get into right now.
Right.
If anybody
really
actually heard or listened to like the last episode or two, we talked about how there was like a recording that we had that got somewhat fucked up with.
we got a lot of it now.
Where we're getting a decent amount of it fucking back.
Right.
We're still working on a lot of it. There's a lot of fucking work onto it.
So we
But-
ran the clip through AI, and AI decided that countermeasures were activated to disrupt
Yes.
the recording on the microphone that Joe had.
Which
you can hear
like
Joe-
The conversations are going
Yeah.
about how Joe's basically getting his life threatened.
Yeah.
But you can only hear Joe talking.
Yeah,
they're
and
blocking
they
out,
sound
yeah.
like church mice, yet they're all
Right,
as
within-
far away from each
Yeah,
other
there's,
as we are
there's
right now.
devices that
Yep.
block stuff out.
Right. So, it was
Anyway.
just, and I kind of, I don't know, I kind of springboarded it a little bit because I remembered something from college and having these little, like, what I was referring to as, like, white noise
noise,
machines
yeah.
all over this building where I had to go. And it was basically because it was like an really old built, like, house that they had turned into, like, office building kind of thing. So the walls were super thin or whatever. So they had these kind of noise disruptors all over the place so you wouldn't accidentally hear conversations that were happening in the office next to yours or, when you're in the hallway and people are talking, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and they would have these things in like pretty much every single corner and almost anywhere there was an outlet, one of these things were plugged into it. So I was just like, look, dude, and that was like 15 years ago, so then that,
Yeah, who knows what
activates,
technology
No,
is
they
now.
definitely-
that
have
activated
disruptors.
Joe a little bit, and all he had to do was
Yeah.
get on Amazon and was like, "Look, you could buy it for like a few $100 and you can get one of these things."
I'm sure they're,
Yeah,
and they're
it's-
probably
they-
really much better than the technology.
They have,
Right, I'm
they have
just saying,
disruptors out there and fucking where you can ruin recordings and
Yeah.
all that.
And it wasn't until we got to that point that it was like, "Hey, why don't we just run a clip, take a clip of it, and run
Right.
it through AI, see what AI says?"
Sure.
And the AI thing was like, "Yeah, something's going on here. I suggest bringing it to a audio forensic lab."
Yeah, red flags.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It was like, no shit.
So
Yeah.
so leading into that, which again is it adds in a little bit more to this thing, right? Which I think, Joe, you would be better to tell this story also, since it happened to you.
I like when
with
you
the
tell.
situation.
I like when you tell it because it's like first thing when I come back is like, Mo, you're not gonna believe what happened, and then Mo goes to validate like, what the fuck. But no names on this one because I know where
Right?
you're
Yeah.
going.
No shit. Yeah. This was a bit too
Right,
much
so-
of a name dropping type of thing.
This was Joe doing to Mo what he usually does to me, which is like no other information, here's the picture. What do you see? Right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, so how the story goes with this right here, right? Joe, you get a phone call earlier, or no? It was Brittany.
Yep.
Yeah. So she gets a phone call earlier, with this person that she knows that was trying to get some like a lunch thing with her, like a meeting, or was it a meeting or like
just
lunch?
a lunch.
Just a lunch with her. One day she tells him, "No, I'm busy today. Maybe another day we can figure something out." Right.
Yep.
Then he's like, did he ask if it, like, so that's why I want you to tell the story, so you can kind of
So
like,
she gets a call
better.
asking if the next
Yeah.
day we can do lunch or something.
Right.
And she goes, "No, I'm busy tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go get some cocktails tonight in Pilsen. If you want to join me, we're gonna go out there and grab some cocktails."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, baby, I'll think about it." So then she grabs me.
This dude didn't know what Pilsen was.
Yeah. She grabs me, he's going over there, and he gets a call back. He goes, "What's Pilsen?" She goes, "It's a neighborhood."
Sure.
On the south side. And he goes, "Oh, okay, I think I'm gonna head over there. I'll meet you there." Okay, and she hangs up. She goes, "Wait, I forgot to tell him where." I'm like, "Don't tell him. He's a billionaire." And we'll let Mo get to that in a second. So then we go there, and we actually go to Lavaca.
Yeah.
And we're sitting Lavaca in the window. I'm eating
That
some
means
chips.
cow
And
in Spanish.
she's having some drinks. Then all of a sudden, he calls, and we look out the window, and he goes, "I'm in Pilsen, I think. Where should I go now?" In front of the window. Like, comes in. And then you want to take how I yeah.
So just to put it in a little bit of perspective,
Please
this
do.
person does not have any knowledge of what the fuck Pilsen is, where the fuck it is,
Yeah.
or how the fuck to get there. I guess he could GPS the fucking city, right?
I mean, I think that's what 99.9%
Right.
of anyone would do.
Right.
At this point in time.
And then magically ends up right across the street of or coincidentally I should say, right?
Lavaca.
Right across the street of where exactly it is that they were having a lunch at. Calls them to ask them where the fuck they are. And then he's like, "Oh, well, since I'm over here, might as well join you guys, you know?"
Yeah.
And very similar situation to what happened and what was explained to us and described to us with the meeting that Joe had a few days or like a week or so before, right? A week or so before, and where he had a phone and there's this thing where he was just kind of like it was on top of the phone and he was like moving it around where it was pointed to Joe, which most likely again was a disruptor because he was probably under assumption that Joe was going to be recording this also, which Joe you didn't, right?
No, actually, as soon as he sat down, he put his phone between us and pointed it at me, just like the guys in the luncheon meeting did. I turned my phone off and put it in my pocket.
And going from there, he started just asking them about daily routine and
My plans for the rest of the week, what
Yep.
I'm doing every day, kind of going through all that, and then randomly kept asking me how I'm so calm and relaxed.
Maybe I'm a little confused here. What was the meeting under? What pretense was this meeting under? I don't
No
understand.
pretense.
There was no pretense. He was just, let's have a lunch together. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are in Pilsen. Let me go over there.
And then after about 5 minutes of this
Yeah.
random like talk about how you're
Right.
so calm and relaxed,
So you were definitely creeped out after that.
All of a sudden, he gets a text saying he has to go to New York and fly to New York
Yeah.
for business.
Yep.
So he had to leave after Joe came all the way to Pilsen to see us.
5
Leaves
minutes.
after 5 minutes because he has to fly to New York randomly.
Just to say, hey, you guys seem pretty relaxed. Wink, wink, you know?
Yeah.
I gotta go. You know?
Right, like,
Which is a lot of what the last meeting,
Was more or
the
less
friendly
about.
luncheon was, you know.
like,
Aren't you scared?
right.
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd be scared.
Right.
Yeah.
And this time it's, why are
know?
you so relaxed?
Now-
You're really too
This
relaxed.
is all creepy, huh?
We
Yeah.
But this is also all fucking non-Chicago people talking.
Right.
Right.
Which
Of
is
course
also
they're
why
scared.
they could keep my fucking car.
That's what that was about. Exactly.
Good move. Good move.
So a couple days later was when I had actually borrowed the car.
Yeah, the car happened a couple days
And
after.
the car disappeared, and we're like, all right, like this just happened.
Oh, the
He told
car
me-
was right after that?
The
Yeah,
car
right,
happened right after that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I
So-
keep the fucking car.
Yup.
So then I come back and I tell Mo
fishy.
the whole story.
Yup.
And Mo's like, he's not a real billionaire. And I tell Mo his name.
Dude, I look him up, and the chairman of a cancer.
No,
Nope, nope. All right,
no details.
all right. Well, a big motherfucker, right? I don't know if I want to say the other part of the
No,
story.
which part?
The thing that I dealt
You
with.
can if you want.
I don't want to
That's
say
on
that.
you.
I don't want to say that just because of if we are like if it was just a coincidence, it probably would put that person into a bed. Like
Well, then maybe,
Got it.
maybe
You know?
don't say
So
that.
then-
I don't want to put like anybody in the thing.
So that was crazy, right? But
Yeah.
after that and the lunch, would you either any of you guys go get that car?
I
No,
wouldn't.
I know.
Car's done.
No.
I think
Well,
it was,
like I said
No,
earlier,
I told Joe the same thing too. As soon as Joe told me that, I'm like, dude, you didn't go get the car, did you? And he was like, no. I was like, all right. I would know the same thing, man.
Keep the motherfucker. Keep the
What the
motherfucker.
fuck?
so
We got another car already.
Yeah, it's true.
when we talked about this a little earlier, when Joe was telling me the story, he's like, so would you have gone and gotten it? I was like, probably, yeah. But then again, you know, like, my old man is like a class A asshole. And
you're gonna give up. Yeah, you're just gonna
You
lose
know,
a car.
right, no,
I know
I
what
mean
you're saying.
it's gonna be like, hey,
I mean, I guess you could bring it to
hey
a good
dad, you wanna
mechanic.
go
but-
fuck hey dad,
Yeah,
you
you
wanna
got to
go
drive
fuck?
it there.
It would be the
No,
conversation
you
would
get it
go
towed.
No, the conversation would go like this. Hey dad, you wanna go fuck with a towing company? He'd be like, what happened? Let's go.
Right.
Hold on.
Right.
Let me get strapped up first. You know, but I mean, this dude, my dad once blocked a tow truck company's gate with his pickup truck and stopped them from being able to go in or out of the fucking
Yeah,
place.
but that was probably over just him being pissed off at them, right? I would assume
it was
wasn't anything-
something-
It wasn't anything this in depth. This is pretty out of the ordinary.
they had hooked a car.
My life is now.
from like a Walgreens or something, and like it was something like my sister had gone
Right.
into the Walgreens, and my mom
Something
went
to do with
across the
getting towed.
street. Something weird, right?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, and he's
I
a
can see both sides of
retired
it.
cop, and one of his favorite
Sure.
songs is, you know, Linkin Park Pirates. So he's all about, you know, fucking with these guys, especially since half the time they're doing all kinds of illegal shit.
Of course.
So it's funny though, because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have had the time this week to help out Brittany with her taxes again.
Yeah.
So because I was working on it before, remember I told Mike I was going through it. Remember we were having a conversation, and she banks at a bank I'm not with. And when I was helping her with her taxes, I had to sign up for a user account at her bank, you know, so I can get like accountant access so I could look through it.
Sure.
Didn't really look at it much. But then this week I got an alert from that bank that my other accounts synced. Like, what do you mean my other accounts? I don't have other accounts at this bank. So I go in and look, and I realize back in the day, well, by the way, nowadays when we discuss it, we say cannabis. Back in the day when I was doing cannabis, remember I had that construction company with that guy?
Yep.
So the construction company was at this bank. Totally forgot. Didn't
We're
even
not
think
going
about
to say this person's name.
Right.
Okay.
Don't say-
yeah, okay.
was
I know-
at this
I know
ba-
what you're talking
yeah,
about.
was at this bank, right? No big issue. Who cares? It's a defunct account. Hasn't been active since 2023. Not doing any business. But I'm like, you know what? Let me go take a look at what some of the business we used to do there. So I go over, and there's still money in the account. I'm like, okay, not much. It was a little over 2,000, but I'm like, okay, that's funny.
Enough to keep the account open.
Enough to keep the account open with no big issue. So I started going through it. Then I noticed around 4 massive court dates in June, in September, in October, and in December. Within a couple days before or after a court date, a large deposit was made by cannabis, totaling over $300,000. And the withdrawals were checks to himself, his wife, his HOA and lots and McDonald's and bar bills, and some large cash withdrawals too.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
Long time ago.
I thought you still had some dealings with him not
No.
that long ago. Maybe
No.
like a year or two ago. But I could have been wrong about that.
But that literally just proves that we found, and I sent it to these gentlemen.
Yeah.
It was not only was
synced
they synced it. It was a
synced it.
direct deposit from their company to a witness
That's insane.
for over $300,000.
It was actually
spread
kind of
out.
stupid how it happened, honestly.
I mean, everything I've ever heard.
Right.
None's been
But this
smart.
is where it gets funnier.
Yeah, right.
It's not even from corporate, it's from individual locations. So even if you try to say it was for a
actual-
business, you remember the business we did. It's not even licensed to do business in this state. It can't do business in this state. There are no insurance, no construction license, no licenses held that can ever do business in this state.
Correct.
So 300,000 in deposits were sent to a witness from their current company. That's what I thought. I told you I got some
No,
great update this
mean,
week.
No, do you want to say how it was sent to? Like, did you already say that?
Yeah,
I
he
miss it?
did.
Direct
Okay, all
deposit.
right,
It
I
was-
missed-
it was-
no,
no,
that's not what I meant.
That
Like,
they were around
Okay.
specific court
Right.
dates.
Yeah, the court dates
Okay.
lined
Yeah,
up within
he-
days of a court
he-
date.
He said days
I mean, that's
either
just
before
wild.
or
That's
after.
just you just throw that one on the pile of the million different things that they've done
Yeah,
that is insanely
That's what I said.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
That's
Like-
federally criminal.
Yeah, I know. It's
Right.
just- I don't
Right,
understand it.
Just, you know,
So I
Trying
called
to
them.
dig up.
Like as soon as I figured it all out, I did a 3-way call with these two, and I've got out like, you guys are not gonna believe what I just fucking found, and they're like, no fucking way, basically. And I sent them the picture,
Yeah.
and you guys saw it. What were you guys like?
Dude, that was fucking crazy, man.
That
I
is
was like,
wild.
It was-
I've never seen so much money in my life. No.
Yeah, right. Right.
It was
God
at least,
damn.
This happened last week.
This week.
This week.
This week.
but
okay.
it was the least interesting 3-way. But
Honestly, it really was. This was like this is the ending of it. You know,
Yeah,
we had the good middle.
I would say I'd like to be involved in that, but no, not really. Not that-
I'd like it too. I bet.
yeah, I'll jump in.
But the funny part is,
The middle.
because I was a partner in that company, and I'm listed as an owner of that account,
Yep.
I can disclose it, I could share it, I
Sure,
could
of
show
course.
the world because
Well, yeah,
it's
if you're on
my
that account.
fucking account.
Yep.
And because I watched every transaction in there, I saw where every penny went, and I saw how much McDonald's this motherfucker eats.
This is not a McDonald's
right,
shit.
right.
No.
This
It
guy
was overkill.
Right, he's literally sitting there. That I mean, he's paying his Amazon there, his
Yeah.
Peacock. By the way, he likes Peacock. I mean, you see where every
You
penny
know the
went.
inner workings of his day-to-day life.
Right. The guy's living off this money in
Yeah.
this construction account that
Yeah.
was, I mean, I can't figure out what the money's from. Well, I wonder what that's for.
Exactly.
Because we don't know.
That is
We
wild.
don't know.
It's fishy.
Right. But it
That's,
quacks like a
that's
fucking
the
duck.
understatement of the year,
You know, it's good morning, ladies.
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
That's wild, man.
That's that time
More
where
and more
somebody's
crap.
starting to prepare for a cock meat sandwich. But my question is, if it is bribe money and I own 40% of that company, aren't I owed 40% of
I would
that?
say so. That sounds
Yeah,
like
right?
good
Right?
math.
Yeah.
That sounds like good math to me.
My lawyer's actually already preparing a lawsuit to get 40% of that. Like,
Is that
yo, you-
120 grand? You're over.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
come on, that bribe was supposed to go to me. No, I'm kidding. I don't want the bribe. I didn't
Sure.
touch a penny of it.
we could really use that for the show.
Right?
Hey, and by the way, if anybody wants
I'll
to
see you
bribe,
guys-
you know, me and Mike right here. You know?
They got
We
dirt
got a
on
lot
me.
of
They
dirt
got
on
dirt
him.
on me.
On him, in him, off him.
Hey, we'll make dirt on him. Just-
They're gonna plant that
we'll,
motherfucking shit.
Plant a flag, yeah.
But I'm like, I mean, I thought you get a kick out of that. That's
That's
why I
wild,
like.
man.
Fucked up,
I mean,
fucked up.
I mean, over the last year, I've heard more of these stories. I mean, not just like I said, just throw it on the pile of all the other ridiculous things that we've seen them and mistakes we've seen them make. So it
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean,
surprise me in a way, but it's
Wait.
very strange.
it's comical.
yeah.
read that. Tell me who sent those wires. Don't read
Don't-
it out
Yeah,
loud. Of course. I wonder who sent those
Hey,
wires.
say it in the mic. No, no.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, right?
It actually says the name on every one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Not even
insane.
hiding.
I mean, yeah, they can't. They need to get it. They need to look into a shell company at some point.
Like they didn't even hide the motherfucker. It's like, I mean, like, I don't know what's worse.
That's crazy.
I don't know what's worse. Him accepting that to an account that I'm on, or them sending it to an account that I'm on.
Wow.
Or the fact that nobody took you off the account that you were on.
Right.
Well, it depends who opened it, but
We both did.
yeah, I don't know.
Right, but he easily could have backdoored
Me out.
Sorry,
I mean,
guess.
say it that
everything
way.
else that's happening, they could have
Yeah.
easily just kicked me off the account.
Yeah, I guess.
Right, he could
Well,
have
it was
lied.
a business account. It was a business
Yeah.
account.
Right, I
Obviously,
mean, he
yeah.
could have done some lying and been like, "Hey, Joe, we need to close this out. I need your signature."
I was
so this
told
gets
it
blah,
was
blah,
closed
blah."
in 2023 and it was out of
Oh,
business.
they told you.
You told me it was closed and it was out of business because
That was the main one you did with construction. Though?
Yeah.
That
He
was-
just happened to walk in there, and the phone pinged him and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
welcome back."
That's amazing. Did you ever have any other accounts with that for that business? Or
No, that was it.
That was it.
And here's
Okay.
the beauty of it. The bank that I was at wasn't this bank. This bank acquired them.
That's so. What are the odds of that?
I don't like.
Even better.
You couldn't even make it up
No,
if you
that's like
tried.
that's like a movie, honestly. Like,
Right, it's
that's
like-
not even-
No
it's a
shit.
different bank.
No
You guys
fucking
remember that
Different
movie?
bank. I
Was
didn't
it
even know what
Burn
bank was
After
that
Reading?
anymore.
Yeah, you had to be like, okay, I don't have an account.
That's
at this
what I was. I
fucking
was sitting there
bank.
like, I don't have an account at this bank. What the fuck is going on?
Was it a small bank or is it a big bank? The new one.
Smaller to medium.
Oh, okay.
Right, we call this the Thomas Crown despair. Fuck.
Like, what are the odds? Like, in what fucking world does that happen?
And that's just me luck, honestly.
Yeah,
That's
Do you know what
it.
that's called? Karma hates somebody.
Hey, shit, for real.
Like,
My name is Earl.
But I'm like looking at it like you can't talk around it. If you say it's for business, it shouldn't align up with court dates.
Yep.
And if you say it's for business, why the fuck is the money being lived off of?
Yep.
100%.
That and okay, where's the delivered?
maybe-
Where's the deliverable?
I mean,
Right.
you really don't have to be a forensic accountant to like get to the bottom of this.
No.
Right.
I mean,
Right, like,
let's be honest.
I am not. It's just it's so blatant.
I know that's my point.
You
It's
know,
crazy. That's wild.
Right. It's,
That is a wild one, man. I'm sure there'll be another one in a couple of weeks.
right.
But by the way,
Give it
that's the
time.
only thing with name. I mean, there's over 100,000 in cash deposits too.
Yeah.
But I don't know where the cash came from. I mean, twice someone walked in the bank with
It just says like physical deposit.
$50,000
Right.
here,
Oh, okay.
like thousands here, thousands here.
Right,
But
it'll just say
walked in
Only
with-
you and the other person had access to this,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay.
just me and him.
and somebody who he may have shared an account number with.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Yes.
But how funny? Yeah, so,
Yeah, I got the name right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just figured
But
it.
how funny is that? Like the odds. I mean,
Yeah.
as I said online and when I'm posting, we're supposed to report on the news, not be the news.
Yeah.
The story is just
I
gonna.
know, but I mean,
You can be a bit of both.
we are both.
A bit of both.
I mean, you're reporting from inside the house basically since we started the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's all just been, hey, this is what's going on. And I mean, look, a lot of the show, like a lot of this kind of came about with me being like, just making fun of the situations that
course,
Joe
yeah.
would tell me, these
Yeah.
things that would happen. It was like, how can this be true?
That's why. That's
you know,
why I
I've literally
said
been
that.
saying this for a year
Yeah.
since we stopped working there, and I
Right.
don't understand any of it.
But like, I mean, that right there. I mean, that's the most blatant situation of what the
What the
fuck
fuck?
were you thinking?
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
Nope.
it doesn't take any sort of advanced degree. It takes somebody who's like,
Can read
yeah,
literacy. That's it.
You don't need an Ivy League diploma to understand. You don't send
Forrest
that
Gump
from your
would figure
personal
this shit
account. You don't use a business account named.
Makes
Forrest
sense.
Gump would figure this shit out. Okay?
But Jenny, I love you.
Who's that
Where's
from?
the money?
Mama says,
Mama says.
you just gonna give it to you. Mama says that was bad.
Mama says always use a share company.
But like, not only is the shell company thing, but it was to a ghost account basically
I
because this
know.
company should have been dead.
I know.
Yeah.
So
That's wild.
they sent an actual company to a ghost company, and then. But here's the other thing: if it's for business in Illinois, then
Yeah.
that means the municipalities, the
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 taxes.
permitting
The
construction,
taxes, yeah.
the
Right,
the
permitting
taxes.
companies, the state, the Illinois
taxes.
Department of Financial Regulation, Department of Ag,
Is it
the
taxes?
taxes.
Is the answer
No, but I was gonna
taxes?
say they all approved an unlicensed company to work in a cannabis facility.
Oh shit.
If he actually did work. That means an unlicensed, uninsured company from another state worked in a cannabis facility.
Wow.
So did the whole state just commit corruption, or was this a shut the fuck up money?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just asking questions. We don't have
It's just-
answers.
We really
We
don't
don't
know.
have the answer.
We
for
don't have
this.
answers.
Just,
but
asking,
we
just
can throw
asking
out
questions
questions.
here. Just asking questions.
Those are all good questions.
If you
They're
guys figure it out, let us know.
Yeah, please
They're
let us
viable
know.
questions. They're viable questions.
We're just asking some effing questions here.
Effing around with some effing questions.
Right.
Just a couple of fucking questions. It's no big deal.
Right.
Oh yeah.
What have you guys been to pivot here? What have you guys been? You guys been watching the Final Four or baseball? Anything? I know Joe.
No, well,
I know you
We
don't,
know I
but-
don't. So why don't you update us with the home opener?
Well, we just found out why Joe doesn't, though. Did you know why Joe doesn't?
He's never watched sports, as far as I know.
Right. You know why?
No.
Oh, I learned today. This is it's a great
Maybe
thing.
I do know, but
he
I
probably
don't.
doesn't know why.
I was
But
about to say.
I put it together with just
He
a quick
doesn't like
story.
sports. I don't know.
No, so when he was a kid and he'd be watching sports with his dad, right? He and his little brother. Well, he wasn't really, right? Because his dad would have a big TV in the middle of the entertainment center and then
Oh yeah.
flanked by two little mini TVs.
Sure.
At where the two Phelan boys would be playing video games while dad is watching
Okay.
sports. So that's why I'm telling you right now. That's
I don't
why.
understand why that would make you not watch sports, though.
Because you didn't
didn't
get
get to
into
grow up
it.
on 'em.
You know, there was nobody was like,
But
hey,
I
sit here and
mean,
watch this
like-
game with me, son. It was like, here, sit here, play
So,
fucking Mario
I don't-
Brothers,
I
and
don't
leave me
know.
the fuck alone.
I don't know because I played a ton of video games as a kid. My dad did not watch sports at all. and I started watching sports. I think there's a lot of different factors, but I don't know. Okay, fair enough.
All right, so just shoot my theory.
I just think that's
I do like your theory.
I just
though.
think that's
I do like your theory.
I guess
I'm
we'll
drawing a
agree to
connection.
disagree. I think it's a horrible theory.
No, but if you go off what
there's
he's
somebody
saying,
in
I
your-
enjoy the games when I'm there, and I enjoy the atmosphere, but I don't watch them on TV because of the fact I wasn't
Right,
raised to watch.
I'm kind of like that too. I'd rather participate a little bit more than watch it on TV.
Certain things depends for me, but
Right, for me, I mean, pretty much sports for me. Like, I mean, I just have a heart like baseball.
see, I
You know,
love baseball. I played baseball. I love
So
watching
did I.
it. Yeah.
But so when I was a kid, me, my siblings, and I, we got really fed up with the like some of the announcers, just some of the Joe Buck type shit they would be saying, right? And
Quick reference: you ever seen Artie Lang on the Joe Buck show?
love Artie Lang.
Did you ever see that clip?
I don't know.
It's fantastic. Well, I'll have to show you. after.
We'll have to look into
Yeah,
that. What was I saying?
He literally rips him apart on the first day of his own broadcast show. Like he's on cable and he rips him apart. It's absolutely amazing.
Love
Go ahead.
Artie Lang. What were we talking about before we talked about
How
Artie
you
Lang?
Joe
got
Buck.
into sports? And
Joe
How
Block.
do you watch sports?
Oh,
as a
so
kid
no,
and
and so
whatever.
like we were just kind of talking because he his video games were on mute because his dad was watching the
Right.
game. I'm like, oh, we had the TV on mute because we couldn't stand the fucking announcers, so we would just play music, the radio or whatever while the game was on. And I even remember now and then we'd be like, all right, let's see what they're saying now. And then it was funny because of that, I didn't like Chip Carey,
yeah,
which was Harry Carey's,
grandson.
grandson.
Yeah,
And I was always like
swung on belted.
right, and I always liked Steve Stone. I thought he was
Steve
cool.
Stone is still great.
and he would it seemed like he would always fuck with Chip Carey until my brother goes to a Cubs Cardinals game with a friend of his who owns a bar near Wrigley, and they all go down, and he's like, yeah, Ron Santo was there, and fucking and Chip Carey and some other people, and he's like, I can't. He's like, Mike, he goes, my attitude has completely did a 180 on the Chip Carey, Steve Stone stuff. I was like, really? He goes, Chip Carey is cool as fuck. One of the coolest guys, and I think his thing is he's just trying to keep talking. Whatever comes out of his mouth, he's just trying to keep the conversation going. They're like, and everybody who was there
Is that what you're doing on here? No.
said that like Steve Stone was a douchebag or whatever.
Yeah, but he knows baseball. Okay,
Right.
outside of that, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, like if you see them in person and what you're
Right, like going to
consuming
games
on
and
a-
stuff.
on a
I was always
telecast.
into that.
Yeah, of course.
But like, watching a pitcher duel on, WGN as a little kid, that was like rough sometimes.
Me and Joe went to one of the first World Series game there at 2016. That was a good time.
Yep.
I have the video for that. They lost the first game, so we just decided to drink 25 beers or something.
Get
Like that.
obliterated.
I was like, by the fourth or fifth inning, and we were getting smashed. I was like, yeah, we're gonna get hammered here.
Yeah, I was
Smashed
I was
again.
exiled to Des Moines at that time. I didn't get to go to any of those games.
That
So
was-
who won
that
the
was a lot of
openers
fun.
this year?
I don't follow the Sox. I think they're 2-5 or something. But the Cubs, who I'm a diehard Cubs fan, their bullpen's not great as usual. So they blew one early, but I think they're 6-4. They won their home opener today. It was a good game. Their bullpen almost blew it again, but their offense is looking pretty good. So.
They blew out the A's last weekend.
Yeah, they're
right?
horrible days.
Still.
Yeah, no,
Still,
they were
they put up
scoring-
35
they were
runs in
scoring
3
They were
games.
scoring a ton of runs against them, but against the Diamondbacks, they should have took 3 out of 4. They end up splitting. They were winning 6-2 after their new free agent get Tucker, who looks like an absolute stud. He absolutely.
We're talking about sports, not their appearance.
Yeah, I know. He's hot too. No, but he had a home run for a 3-run homer, and then they were winning
That's a
6
Jason Momoa, by the way.
6-2 in the 8th, and they blew that game. They gave up 10 runs in the bottom of the 8th or top of the 8th.
Shit.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a long
It's
season.
hard to be a
That's
Chicago fan sometimes.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
I'm in a text thread with my brother-in-laws who are all big, baseball fans, and my nephew. And I'm literally just in there screaming about the bullpen almost every game. It's not fun. So it's tough being a Cubs fan when the way they spend, considering they're in a huge market and they just act like they're a small market team. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, that's been our
No,
history
they've been
of being
saying they
Cubs.
don't make that much money, which is absolutely hilarious.
Right.
That's another. We can talk about their shady business practices because they're saying they don't make money.
All right, something to look into, Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
There you
Joe,
go.
put it on your list.
Start
on the
taking
list.
steps in, man.
Look into the Cubs financials.
Yeah, go ahead. That's next.
We know the Ricketts are
I was
fucking
going to
dirty.
say, Do we want my car brace cut or do we want the house blown out?
Exactly. Let's go completely scorched earth.
Yeah,
here.
let's go let's go scorch earth on a global scale.
Exactly.
We're getting there. Trust me, we're getting there. We got other industries and places we want to scorch, but
Right.
yeah, let's
Major League Baseball will stay away
let's
from
get a
for
little
a
more
while.
defense. Let's get a little more defenses in place.
Exactly.
I mean, we only got so many guns for so many windows.
That's true.
So you want to talk about your no little toy?
Gun nut.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I guess I could talk about this. Hold on.
I
I
thought-
mean, they're not gonna really be able to fucking see it on
But
the
you can
camera.
talk about it.
I thought that was a fucking blood pressure machine. I swear to God. I thought he had a
I don't know
bad.
what it is.
I thought it was
Do you
a.
play games?
I do, but
You know Fallout?
yeah.
This is the Pip-Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so,
Fallout
Like it's
wristwatch.
from the inside the game. Yeah.
like you open it and it actually goes on.
That's cool.
Yeah, it turns on by itself.
Oh wow!
Yeah, as soon as you get your hand in there.
I first saw it and I thought it was some type of robotic cock ring you got from Mike for Christmas.
I tried to, but Mike's size didn't have.
They were out.
They were out of
They
tuna
were out of
cans.
stock.
Out of tuna cans.
Yep.
Now, that looks more like a Coke can to me.
Yeah.
All right, that's not all right.
Did you watch Orange is the New Black?
But anyway,
What?
cool as fuck though.
It's like BDSM snaps over there.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, right. I was about to say that. But
I'm sorry,
yeah,
I live my life.
It's a Pip-Boy replica
That's cool.
of Fallout, and it like very interactive with it. It
Does
has a
that-
flashlight on there.
Do
it
you
has
use
a
it for the
radio.
game while you play? Does it hook to the
I
game?
do that. That would have been so fucking
That
cool.
would've
I
been
was wondering the
awesome.
same thing, but I don't think it can.
So-
That's what I
But
was
it
wondering.
has a thing where you can connect it to the computer.
So back
I
in the
think.
day when
He hasn't
Doug-
read any of the specs or
I
anything. He
haven't.
knows nothing
I
about
read,
it.
I read little bits of
Took
that.
him a
So
couple
back
hours
in
to
the
figure
day,
out how
one
to
of
turn
the-
the thing on.
when one of the Fall Out Boys, I think it was maybe 4 or whatever.
Fallout
Fallout
Boys.
Yeah.
Fallout Boy.
Yeah,
Fallout
Fallout
Boys.
4, thank you. When Fallout 4 came out for the Xbox One or whatever it was,
Yeah.
I got it, and they had one of those you can get where it didn't have
Yeah,
the
you
screen.
put the phone in
You
there.
put the phone in, the
Yep.
phone synced with the system,
Yeah.
and you could actually play with it.
Yes, yeah. So they do have that one, which you don't even need the phone.
Always burns.
You don't, with that one, you don't need the glove. It's just more interactive.
Yeah.
You got it. But yeah, this one I kind of wish they do. Like it has a thing like the wire connects to the computer, and it had like an option where you can connect it to.
You should see if you can do notes on there. You
You
can start remembering what our names are for the intro and close.
Oh, dude, wait. What was your name again?
Exactly. You should have it talk to you like, Mo,
That would be cool.
remember,
Jerry, I couldn't tell
this
you
is
how many
effing around.
times we said our last guest. This guy's name was Teddy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell
He
you
was
how
awesome, by the
how
way.
many
He
times
was,
Joe and I were overtly
Saying his name.
Wait.
Yeah.
I remembered his
Yeah.
name at the end.
Hey Teddy. Hey
at the
Teddy.
very, very end.
Yeah.
We did
Why?
2
What were
episodes.
you? What were you referring to him as? You just
everything
No,
but
I forgot.
time.
I forgot his. I'm awful with names.
He asked him like
I'm
3
the
times.
worst, the
Yeah.
worst person.
I'm bad with
I'm
names too.
sorry,
honestly.
what was your name
Just-
again? And we're sitting there
Yeah.
like this, so like we did like an in between. We're like, all right, Mo,
On a
what was his
pod-
name?
To be fair, I'm bad with names too. But I'm saying like when I'm drunk in a bar on a podcast, I should be a little better.
I mean,
After you've heard the name about
Yeah,
600
I tried-
times.
look,
Jerry
I
is
tried
the
to
one that
remember it.
invented bringing the girl to Starbucks for breakfast to get her name.
Oh, because she got to
That's
write her
how,
name
that's
on
how
the
you
cup.
associate. That's how you associate.
Name on the cup, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chestnut checkers, guys. Chestnut checkers.
Jerry started that.
He's ordering the drink, so they take his name down. Fuck.
You might have missed Jerry in the movie Almost Heroes, but he was in it.
Yeah.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah.
Remember that.
But anyway, I've been
Some of
waiting
them
for a
wear
very long time
matching
for this. By the
jump
way.
jumpsuits.
Exactly.
If you missed Mike in there, he was the one that owned all the straw girls.
What's a straw girl?
Remember in Almost Heroes? The whorehouse?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You guys are going too deep with these references now.
We watched the movie together.
Yeah. Well,
That's
We
what I'm
watched
saying.
Almost
I saw that
Heroes
movie a
recently.
long time
I
ago. I
know,
don't
we
even remember.
rewatched
We,
it
were,
recently.
we just did
Yeah.
it for a movie night together.
I was gonna say I don't remember this.
Like,
You wanna
it
start
popped
joining
up
us
and it
for
was like,
movie
well, we
nights?
gotta watch
Sure.
this.
We do movie nights where we hang out and watch movies and just talk shit.
Who does the popcorn trick more often?
Mo.
Mo.
I
the
just
fuck
make
is
the
a popcorn
popcorn. I
trick?
just
Come
make it.
on. Come on.
Dude, you are way too young, Mo.
What the fuck?
Are you kidding me?
I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, I
Great
never.
moments in dating history.
I don't
I
think
mean,
it's an age
honestly,
thing.
in practice, I've never really heard of anyone actually doing it, but it's pretty famous.
They did it in.
With the cleavage thing or no?
Oh my
Oh,
god!
God.
No, then what?
Remember when
I don't know
Alien
what
Ant
you're talking
Farm?
I guess it could be
Remember when
cleavage.
Alien Ant Farm did it in their music video?
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck is a popcorn trick then?
Don't worry, Jerry's gonna teach you.
No,
I'm
don't
not gonna
teach me.
teach
Just
You're gonna learn.
explain.
You're gonna learn, boy.
Okay, if you have,
I bet you got a
if you
party
have-
Don't hit
now.
me with the ear.
You got a party
if you
now.
have a big tub of popcorn on your lap and you cut a hole in the
okay.
bottom
Here's
of
the
it.
Okay,
thing.
all right. That's all you need to.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you cut a hole in the bottom of it,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
girl had to reach into it. That's
Jerry,
all.
understand.
use the cheese
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
Give
That
the,
plastic's too hard.
no, I'm just saying.
And they would
give us
no
a-
one's
give us
ever
a little
said that to you.
Give us
Yeah.
a little.
How do I feel like
demonstration.
Jerry invented actually that fucking
Yeah.
move?
Yeah, no,
Not the
that's-
fucking Starbucks
No,
one.
we know who invented it because it was a
Oh, it was
great
in the
moment
movie?
in dating history.
Yeah.
These cheese balls
know
gotta
nothing
be
about,
super
do you?
stale by now.
No.
Okay.
We bought
It
them
was a
expired.
Chappelle skit.
I know. I
Oh,
was
was it a
how
skit?
old?
Where
These
they
cheese
did,
balls
like,
have been
you
here
know,
for
it was like,
a year.
It was like doing like, you know, great moments in sports history type thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, so then, you know, and they do the whole commentary and everything. And then the genius had the idea
Don't
to
show the
cut a
label.
hole in the bottom of the
I'm
popcorn
looking for the
bucket.
expiration date.
Oh, it's so fucking
Becoming the
funny.
first man to get a handy through a popcorn bucket in a movie theater.
We see it?
Oh man,
To you, we salute
God
you.
damn it. There we go.
that's funny.
What else, boys?
You know, another day in paradise.
Fucking
man.
Yeah.
expiration go on this.
I didn't
Yeah,
see it. I couldn't find it. But I know it's been
on
there.
there for
I know
sure.
it's been there for a long time. And Joe said he bought it expired, so it's got to be.
He did
really
buy it
old.
expired.
I didn't
but we
even
didn't
know.
know that he bought it expired.
We really
Until
didn't.
like 4 months later.
So it's just
No,
going
it
to be
was a few weeks.
It's going to be a
Really, it just
prop here for
stayed.
years to come.
It is going to be. We're trying to get them rock hard.
I'm sure they're
Oh,
disgusting
right here.
already.
Right there. Right,
What
it
is-
says
what's the
October 7, 2024.
Before
Almost-
the first episode
Yeah,
aired.
so it's like 9 months old already.
Yeah.
Before the
8
first
months old.
episode aired.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Before the first episode was even
I'm
recorded.
thinking.
Exactly.
Wait, Joe. Actually, I got a better idea. I think when we start drinking again, we gotta have a couple of these.
No,
We
no,
should
no.
we got to soak them
That's-
in vodka.
That's going to be like our.
We're
that's
keeping
our,
this.
We're
sealed
going
for a
to
very
start
long
freezing
time.
them and using them as our rock stones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
We'll
gonna-
get a different one. We'll do that. With. This
Well, what
this
I'm gonna
one
say
we have
that's our special bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Like you remember the
Exactly.
This
how
was
to
here
do
since
it?
Waiting to
episode
open it,
1.
exactly.
It was here since episode
Oh,
1.
I think it was here before
We're gonna
that.
have to put
It
a,
was.
there's gonna have to be a note put on it. Mo, do not open.
Do what I eat.
Yeah.
Right. Chandy, do not open.
Oh my god, for sure, Shandy.
You know what we should do? We should put a bingo card together and we should all figure out the most dumb, stupid things people could do and put it together and start calling it out for what things go out in the world for businesses and different
That would be
politicians.
huge because I mean, people joke about that all the time. Like, oh, did you have that on your bingo card?
Right?
So yeah, I can see we should probably do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say though, I feel like we're really clawing to keep going right now. Should we?
I think we're good. I
Are
mean,
we?
I think we got a
just
nice.
me, just me.
No,
I'm good.
I think we
I
got
feel
a
like
nice.
it's just you. No.
No, I think
When
we
did we
got a
start? Around
nice,
8?
perfect closing right
We
now.
started around 8,
It
right?
doesn't really matter when we start, but I think this is a nice,
I'm-
perfect closing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joe's in agreement.
I'm
We're-
in
And
agreement.
with that,
Well, I guess on that note,
thank you everybody for joining us at Effing Around with Mo, Mike, Joe, and Jerry.
thank you.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jerry.
That's Jerry.
And I'm Mo. Thank you everybody for effing around with us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Hey, find out.
Go find out.
Thanks to Little Joe's and Shott.
Thank you for Little Joe's and Shott Beverage.
And if you're tired of our voices but you want to enjoy us, check out the fuck arounds.
Beautiful.
yeah,
It's
There
not
you
our
go.
voices, so you'll be
it's
happy.
on our voices.
Just our ideas.
Right. Joe and I hate our voices anyway. That's one of the reasons.
Later.
Have a good night, everybody.
Sounds good. It's supposed to be lower.